sure we'll skip past all this.
You what?
I'm just worried that you can see.
I barely got the top of your head.
Maybe I should just move it up. That's good enough.
Yeah.
So, Obama's showing. It's about healthcare, right? And I've been trying to get healthcare for a couple decades, basically. Clinton tried to do it back in 1994 or whatever. I was too young.
I heard the JFK.
Right, no,
Like he actually.
Well, he wanted a lot more. What they ended up fighting for was Medicare, which even that didn't come for 2 more
And that
decades.
took a long time. That was Rachel Maddow's point the other day that I was watching her show. I was like, yeah, that it takes a really long time. They're saying they're really wondering if this whole issue that's going on with, the kind of Republican uprising that we've recently seen, really, right? Because it seemed like now for Democrats, I feel like Democrats were in the media kind of just talking shit about Republicans. And then I think there's been a Republican backlash to some extent.
They're horrible politicians. For one thing, they're all cowards.
I'm not saying that the shit talking is unjustified, because the shit talking is justified.
Right, but no, on the Democrat side, people talking shit.
Damn.
They don't go for the gold and not being honest about it all. Obama's been
dancing around.
Right, he's been so nice. I liked, what was it? Chris Matthews or Hardball. When he talked about how Obama was like Lincoln, and he faces a similar issue of reconciliation, and Lincoln did it wrong,
right,
by being too nice to the South, and that's how we got Jim Crow laws, and that's how civil rights wasn't solved for a century. Right, because they could have been sort of fixed then. He had won the war, literally, so he could do what he wanted. In a sense, Obama's won the political war.
Yeah.
Conservatives are way out of power. They're down in like the 30% range. All the independents came to the Democratic side.
He's being too, like you said,
he's trying to placate all of them. He's not pushing the agenda.
If Obama doesn't give Republicans in his next speech like a fucking smackdown,
But it can't be the normal smackdown. What they tend to do, what they've done successfully so far, is give the agreed upon smackdown, which is people voted Bush out of office. We don't need to mention how they were bad. Everybody knows Bush was bad. Therefore, we say Bush was bad, and some conservatives got on it, like, oh, you're just voting anti-Bush, that's not right, whatever. But it's true. They rode on the anti-Bush wagon, and in the process, it gave them an easy win, but in some senses, they didn't get the right kind of practice at fighting the real battles that need to be fought. Everybody figures out eventually that Bush was a horrible president. It took 8 years, but we all figured it out, basically. The nation figured it out. But how do you get the nation to figure out that healthcare is important? Healthcare isn't like Bush. Healthcare was a problem when Clinton was around. Healthcare hasn't existed, didn't exist.
I think the message isn't just really muddled right now. I think people... Right. There hasn't been a good explanation out there yet. There really hasn't. And people are fucking scared. And then you have... I don't sympathize with these people because I think they're incredibly stupid. The people that actually have the balls to say that, healthcare is a euthanasia, scam or whatever. They're like conspiracy theorists on the conservative end, right? the way there are conservative theorists in the liberal end. It's just there's a reality, and somewhere in between
it's such a
is the
joke,
truth.
though. I mean, conservatives can't get anything right. They vote in a black RNC chairman who tries to rap.
So
Remember he tried to do the raps?
yeah.
You know, that's their answer to Obama. That's their answer to young people being attracted to the Democratic Party. It's just dressing it up. It's not really understanding the issue. I mean, conservatives can't.
It's pretty bad.
Conservatives are trying to follow a trend.
Conservatives are trying to
follow a trend, just like they tried to follow the Obama trend.
Mm-hmm.
The trend they're trying to follow is that the government is bad and evil, basically. I mean, that's always been their platform, but they've decided to highlight it now. They are stoking the fires using that anti-government sentiment that was built up during Bush. And that makes it very cannibalistic, but effective, because they've already lost that anyway. So all the anti-government sentiment built up under Bush, they're now using to fight Obama's government plans. And one of the things they do is they come up with these lies about, for example, the death tribunals or whatever, that the government's going to decide whether you live or die.
When they're lies, they're just straight lies.
Right. That's why it's easy to fight this if you just go out and actually fight it. But Obama's been so used to not having to fight it, just saying, you know, we all know this is so, in an eloquent way.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a good job of personalizing it.
Yeah, he's kind of been the Oprah of politicians.
You can't fight how big of a problem is until you admit it's a problem. It's kind of like global warming. We can't really fight it until we admit it's a problem.
I recently saw people on television saying, like, actually, it kind of startled me. I went on YouTube the other day, and I'm sure it was just some stupid kid or something for the most part, but I mean, I'm sure that there are actual adults that think and feel this way. That healthcare, Medicare, like medical help, you know, isn't a fundamental right. You know, there are people out there that are saying that it's not a fundamental right. You know, and
you'll get to the point where they'll say living isn't a fundamental right. Basically,
right, exactly.
They'll never say you can
what's
shoot them,
preventing us from
having food isn't a fundamental right.
Yeah.
Would having air not be a fundamental right?
Right. Right. And like that's scary. That's almost like Nazi shit. That's like
right. That means you can kill somebody if you can figure out a way to deprive them of food or oxygen or anything they would have to buy.
Right.
That's basically saying you can kill them.
Yeah. It's like saying like all moral issues are like up for sale.
Well,
you
what
know,
if
or like
hospitals weren't required to admit everyone?
Exactly.
That would be the same thing as killing them.
Yeah. So how can you not think that living
healthcare isn't a
healthcare, right?
Fundamental right, and life isn't a fundamental right.
Yeah.
And you have no rights then.
Yeah.
That's such a lost argument. But he needs to make that case. Yeah. He has not fought anything. He hasn't fought A, the fact that it's a problem, or B, the fact that it's an important problem.
I mean, somebody on, again, I think it was CNBC or something, but I'm talking about, I think, used the word that it's been like lingering over my head. And it's like the big, hello people, like fucking wake up, you know? It's a moral issue.
Mm-hmm.
It really is a moral issue.